Rob Curley, editor of the Spokesman Review.
We all just love the Zags. Traditional would be one reporter, maybe send a photographer, maybe send a columnist. Well, now on any given day, we'll have up to 4 reporters there, a columnist and 2 photographers. To me, when you have something that has the attention and love of a community, overkill just tastes right.
Online, in print, the Spokesman Review. Subscribe to The Experience.
Welcome to Let's Talk Spokane, where host Ryan McNeese seeks out and discusses the latest on a variety of hot local topics. Now, here's your host, Ryan McNeese.
Welcome to Let's Talk Spokane. I'm Ryan McNeese, and we're here in the studio with the cast and crew of Legally Blonde. Excited to have you guys here.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thank you. Here from the cast is Michaela, Mallory, and Brady. Thank you, guys. And the directors, we have Heather Brown, Bree Green, and Joseph Lyons. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
Not only directors, that's an understatement, but musical directors, choreographers.
Prop masters, costumers, program designers.
They do it all.
And up front, let's say this is Legally Blonde at University High School, and you guys open tomorrow night?
Yes,
we do.
Yeah. What time?
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Okay, opens tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, and give us the run for this.
We run through this Saturday, all shows at 7 o'clock, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and next weekend we run Thursday, Friday, Saturday at 7 p.m. with a Sunday matinee at 2.
Okay, well, Joseph and Bree, give us a little background on, a lot of folks probably know the general story of Legally Blonde, but give us a little bit of a summary.
So, it's everything you know and love from the movie with Reese Witherspoon. Same great one-liners, just as funny. But really, it's a story about being an underdog and realizing that you can do anything, that you're capable of greatness.
I think a lot of how it relates to our students was our high school's really, really ready for a show like this, is that sometimes people stereotype you, and you sometimes live up to your expectations instead of not letting a human or with the way you look define you, but what you do define you. And so,
No, and this show has a lot of facets, upbeat as a whole, which is, I think, great for this spring.
it's like the movie with singing and dancing, like so much dancing.
A lot of singing. A lot of singing.
Well, let's talk about the roles that Mallory, which role do you play? Tell us a little bit about that.
I play Elle Woods, and the story kind of centers around her. We start off at UCLA, where she's president of her sorority. She has a boyfriend. Snaps. And without giving too much away, she goes off to Harvard Law School to follow her one true love, Warner. But along the way, finds herself and finds that she's capable of doing a lot more than what she ever thought.
It's going to be great. Michaela, tell us about your role.
So I play Paulette Bonafonte, who Elle Woods meets as she comes, and she's like having this life crisis, and she doesn't know where to go. And I tell her stories and help her through it. And then along in her own path, she has kind of at a place in her life where she's down on her luck and has had a lot of not fun things happen to her, and she doesn't feel super self-confident and all that stuff. And Elle really like brings her back and like gives her this like new lease on life kind of thing. And then she has a really funny plot line with another member of the cast, which you'll have to come and see it to find out.
Stay tuned.
Super funny. Lots of great songs. It's a lot of fun.
They meet at the salon.
They do. We meet at the salon. Those of you who have watched the movie.
Brady, how about you?
I play the role of Professor Callahan, and he is the Harvard professor that Elle joins in on his class when she goes to Harvard. And in this show, he's kind of an odd character compared to the rest of them because he's one of the more serious ones. He's a very intimidating person, kind of a mystery. You don't know where he's from, but he is one of Elle's most, one of her biggest challenges because of his intimidation, and his class is so difficult, and he is a very, very serious character in a show that's so big and awesome, and yeah.
If we're looking at a timeline and preparation for this, I know you guys put in some incredible hours for this. If you go back to the time of the auditions, from auditions to opening night, what's that timeline look like?
Late January. to now. So
Okay.
this is a massive show. Originally, we had it scheduled for our fall production, and with some changes in our school year and everything, it really needed to be pushed to the spring so we could really plan and prepare and develop everything that needed to go into this massive
Well, and I think that's what's important for the listeners to hear is what's the total count of cast members or folks that are involved in this production, I should say.
60 about with casting
Yeah.
crew.
Yeah,
I think
everyone
so.
involved.
Casting crew,
Together.
we're at about 60. And dogs.
Yeah,
dogs.
yeah, you gotta have
Gotta add those
Two dogs.
important
Two dogs.
You know, and I think kudos to the three of you as directors. 60 plus individuals and bringing that production together. So many facets of that. It's going to be exciting to see the opening show. Let's get to what everybody probably wants to hear, which is let's hear the beautiful songs you guys sing. Which one should we start with? Oh my God!
Yeah, oh
Let's
my
start
God.
with
Let's
it.
do it.
Oh my God.
Take it
Nice.
over.
Dear Elle, she's a lucky guy. I'm like gonna cry. I got tears coming out of my nose. Mad proud, she's a campus catch. We've a perfect match, but we both got such great taste in clothes. Of course he will propose.
Dear Elle, honey, mazel tov, future's taking off. Bring that ring back and show it to me.
4 carats, a princess cut. Are you psyched or what? I just wish I could be there to see.
When he gets down on one knee.
Oh my God, you guys. Looks like Elle's gonna win the prize. If there ever was a perfect couple, this one qualifies. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God, this is happening. Our own homecoming queen and king. Finally, she'll be trying on a huge engagement ring for size. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God.
Wow.
I think we should point out that none of these actors play these roles, and
Especially Brady.
which goes to show how much all the other actors know the parts inside and out. Last night we had a boy with no voice and another actor who was gone for a necessary emergency, and they all sort of filled in, and it was just—it's magical. You're like, I didn't know that. Oh, nice. You know, it's just.
Yeah, Bree,
really
you bring up a
professional.
good point there, though, in terms of an understudy. We hear about that on Broadway, that there's understudies for the key roles.
That's so great.
What do you generally do in the high school setting?
We don't have understudies. Most in the community theater, even all of Spokane, it's not really a thing to have understudy. I know shows that have been canceled for a night just because. Other times, someone goes on and reads the script, and they're like, "Oh yeah," and so
Yeah.
and we even talk about that with our crew. As it happened to if you don't show up, I need to know what's flying in,
Right.
what's flying out for safety. We just say do the best you can.
But I think, as you described, actually, because
show
everybody is so involved, people
must
can
go
step
on.
in. essentially.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes,
we
we
did
have
least
a
last
for
lot of
night.
time.
rehearsal.
We have people that can step in because we know each other's
Pretty
parts
much.
inside and
Yeah.
out. There's lots of us that can, like, if absolutely necessary, there's plenty of people that can step up and, like, fill in as we go. And
You know, here's a kind of a psychology question. A lot of folks will use sports analogies and say, I've learned so much from sports, or I've learned from these challenges. I'm sure in the theater and the drama world, there's plenty of things you would say, I've learned so much from this experience.
Oh, yeah,
Do you have
Most
some examples of that?
definitely.
I definitely have learned kind of to like ebb and flow as we go, because I think a lot of the time they're like, just like take it and run with it kind of thing. And I think in theater there's a very large lesson to learn with, like, as much as you can prepare and learn and study your lines and
Be ready.
Yeah, be as ready as possible. Something could always go wrong because that's the joy of live theater. Like, things ebb and flow and change on that, and things like you learn like all these skills to kind of think on your feet and like improv. Like if Mal's late for a change, or if Brady were to like fall and we have to like pick
And
him
not
up
that he would.
Yeah. But like if anything were to happen, to like have those skills to like in any moment be able to go, oh, this is what needs to happen, A, B, and C, let's get it done.
Think on
and
your
to
feet.
Exactly, think on your feet very quickly, which
Yes,
is definitely a good life skill.
Well, and every night you guys go out there as an individual, but as a cast, you're in front of 500 plus people. That takes a lot.
Yes,
Yes.
definitely. I feel as though team sports teach you how to work with other people who are all kind of on the same level as you.
Mm-hmm.
While in theater we have different
All
levels
different
of
levels.
we have leads and ensemble and crew and
Yes.
directors and coaches per se, but we all have to make the same product work.
Right.
And even if you go on for 2 scenes or you are the whole show, everyone is just as important and everyone is needed to achieve a goal of having a good show. It might not be winning a game, but our overall goal is to really have a solid show. And so there's a lot of teamwork involved.
Well, and there's no doubt
yeah.
that you guys have been putting on massively solid shows for several years. With the directors we're talking about right now here, with Bree, Heather, and Joseph, many great shows over the years. There's probably
just so many.
so many, probably
So many.
But U Drama has literally been put on the map. You guys have been at the Fifth Ave Awards for several years, and other theater productions, LC, Central Valley High School, doing a great job as well.
We have a very strong
Yeah.
high school.
Let's take a quick little break and come back for some more songs. Thank you, guys.
Okay. Yeah.
In touch, online all the time. SpokaneTalksOnline.com.
Snoring can disrupt marriages and cause serious health problems. Call Sleep Better Northwest first, the experts in dental sleep medicine. Their medically approved, custom-fit oral appliances will have both you and your partner sleeping better and being more productive throughout your day. Don't wait. Snoring and sleep apnea can signal potential strokes or heart attacks. For more information, visit needbettersleepnow.com and download our health guide today. Sleep Better Northwest, the experts in dental sleep medicine.
Ever paid a bill late because you misplaced it? We'll spend all day organizing our closets, but when it comes to money, forget it. Stop the madness. Let's get it together financially. Organizing your money is easy when you have the tools to do it. Plus, you'll reduce frustration and give yourself the assurance that you're prepared for whatever life throws your way. Visit stcumoney.org to get 8 free tips on how to organize your money before you think about tackling those closets.
A special thank you to our friends at Tom Sawyer Country Coffee, the official coffee supplier here at Spokane Talks Online.
What? You haven't been to the library lately? Stop in today and see that the library is more than books. Spokane County Library District facilities feature on-site technology, including Wi-Fi, computers, and printers, as well as free use of meeting rooms. The Library District offers events and programs for all ages, from story times to career development and employer classes to Social Security workshops. Our staff is well trained and happy to help. Find out more about your library at scld.org.
Welcome back. This is Let's Talk Spokane. I'm Ryan McNeese, and we're here with the cast and crew at Legally Blonde. You guys have already been singing and doing a great job. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's jump right into another song. Heather, which one are we going to do?
What you want.
Go for it, guys.
What you want, Warner, what you want is me, but you need to see me in a brand new domain. Well, it's plain, Warner, in a different setting. You will see you're getting all of this plus a brain. I'll meet you there at Harvard with a book in my hand. Big sturdy book, big wordy book, full of words I'll understand and write. There is where you'll see it too, Warner. What you want is right in front of you.
What you want,
it's clear.
What you want,
right here.
What you want
is right in front of you, What you want, it's clear.
What you want,
right here. It's right in front of you.
That is great, you guys. What's so fun to see here in the studio, though, is obviously you're singing, but if people could see how much you're putting into it, you're literally acting out. You're in that role, aren't you? Do you guys do you live and breathe this during the day? You got to go to class occasionally. I suppose.
Yeah, that's true.
whole thing.
I mean,
Yes. I wouldn't say live and breathe it during the day, but definitely more towards we get closer to rehearsal, I guess I would say. But we also listen to the soundtrack across the
I think it's
days.
important for my sanity. I don't know, I can't speak for you guys, but for my sanity, if I kind of leave it alone for the morning and during while at school, let it be and let it rest, and then from 2:30 on, I'm Legally Blonde, let's go.
Yeah,
but that I have to
definitely.
have the morning to kind of decompress, because if you put too much of yourself into the show, then you almost lose yourself.
Right.
And that's me, overwhelmed.
Right.
And
I think consciously you're always aware of your show and the part that you're playing in terms of, I want to yell right now or cheer at this game, and you're nope, I'm just going to clap.
Sure.
Or do I want to eat this? Oh, I might be able to full. I'm doing lots of dancing, and I want to just
Lots of
save it
conscious
for
health
7:30. And so it's just interesting how it consumes you for those 3 or 4 months of the choices you make. Maybe not going skiing. Just different
It's
things.
lots of body choices.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
You definitely have to make sure that you remain healthy so that you don't get sick during the shows, and along with what we were kind of talking about, what I use is I spend pretty much the majority of my day focusing on my own priorities and personal life and school and stuff like that. And then especially once I'm at rehearsal, I just devote all my time to that so that I can put all my focus into my role and make sure that I've got the right mindset. So that I know where all my props are. Because, there's so many dangerous things that can happen, especially in a show this scale. It's absolutely crazy, and you have to go through every single moment, every single scene and line to make sure that nobody can get hurt.
Well, and it's all synced.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, and speaking of the what it takes to put a show together like this, again, we have Heather Brown, Bree Green, and Joseph Lyons here in the studio as we said, the directors, choreographers, music directors. But your background specifically, all three of you, are very impressive. Joseph, you've been at Oklahoma. Tell us about that experience. That's a famous dramatic arts university.
So I was born and raised in Spokane, and then represent. And then I went off to Oklahoma City University, which has a conservatory style musical theater program where they accept about 20 people, and it's basically a triple major between drama, dance, and voice. And I had a great time. Got really, really tough but wonderful training and experience there.
And then with that background, did that lead to your decision to want to go to New York?
Yeah, absolutely. After I graduated, I went to New York to complete Broadway Dance Center's training program, which was incredible. Everything I've done, even just starting with community theater here, has all kind of built upon each other to lead me to a career in theater. Yeah.
Well, and I appreciate that, because I think that's been the theme of what we've been talking about here today, that the learning lessons that come as actors and singers and as the directors, choreographer, music directors, that the backgrounds of what you all bring to the table. Bree, you've been in amazing shows as an actor, as a singer, and while doing that, you've also directed many of the shows, and obviously being the director at UI.
Raise a little family by the side.
Yeah.
I just feel so fortunate to be in a community here in Spokane that just supports theater, supports a teacher teaching full-time teaching theater and doing theater in the evening at night, and finding people that are like, yeah, that's awesome.
I think the word is passion. What you see is passion.
It's so passionate, and I just find it when people don't have theater in their world, I'm like, oh, I don't even know what's it like and what that is like. And building a team of people who are equally passionate with Heather and Joseph this year, and we have Tony's our new theater manager, and we are all sort of all in. It's like who's doing what. We just communicate all the time. And you're doing this, you're doing that. Okay, I got this. Okay, great. And with our parents, we have a group called the U Drama Mamas and Papas, and literally our productions would not go up without them, from tickets to set building to helping buy some pizza here to just, can you go grab elastic for me? I'm on my way. And it's amazing how much of a team effort it takes to produce a show. And it's such a beautiful thing that it all comes together.
Right.
And
yet, I think, as you're describing with the unbelievable amount of pieces that come into play to putting these productions on, Heather Brown. Heather, I know you're starting with these kids in first grade, second grade, third, fourth, fifth. So, we're sitting here talking to high schoolers that are doing an amazing job, but let's face it, this isn't the first time that you've been exposed to theater.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Brady and I, our first show was at Ponderosa Elementary. It was Peter Pan.
Peter Pan, that's
Junior.
Right.
But I think that's such an important element of this, to understand the quality of theater that's being put on at U-High and other high schools as well. But talking about the backstories of the directors and the backstories for you as actors, it's been a culmination of many, many years of commitment.
Yeah, definitely.
Many years.
For sure.
I think just keeping art consistent in the lives of children is really where it's at, and we want to make sure, I know at least with me and Heather, are very passionate about seeing it in the elementary, seeing it in the middle school, supporting their artistic journey through high school, and letting them be excited about the arts and drama and band and choir, and also what those do for students who don't want to go on to Broadway, who don't want to go be professional. We have people who are going on to be pediatricians and engineers, but what theater has done for them is the discipline and the organization and the teamwork and the facing failures and what you do with that failure, and the challenges. So that's just, I feel so honored to be a part of students' lives and what the program has done for them to make them really successful adults in our community.
Well, I think well said. It's an impressive organization. Let's go to another song. Miss Brown?
Yeah, okay. Let's do it. We're going to do Ireland. Okay. Love, you're lost without your love. Your heart is on the floor. I can help you. I've been there before, but you need to relax. I'll just put on some tracks from this CD I bought for the store. Isn't it relaxing? It's called Celtic Moods. See, my mom was 3/4 Italian, and my father I never knew. And my grandfather came from Ireland, the land where dreams come true. He said all Irish men are like heroes, they're descendants from poets and kings. So I swore I'd get married in Ireland with a wedding like Lord of the Rings. My red-headed groom, I can see him as we stroll past the churches and farms. He's a sailor named Brendan or Liam. He can dance without moving his arms. In a bar once I met this guy Dewey, and he bought me like 14 beers. And he told me that he was from Ireland, so I lived with him 10 years. And the wedding he kept on postponing as I followed him round in a fog, till he left me for some tramp named Tammy, took my savings and took my dog.
Awesome.
That is fantastic. Do we have one more? Or have we done 3?
We have done 3.
Yes.
We have done 3.
Is there another one you want to sing?
Sure.
Let's do one more.
Yeah.
I love hearing you guys. Let's do it.
This is so much better. Is that my name up on that list? Does someone know that I exist? Is this a mistake? Am I even awake? Pinch me now to make sure. Ah! Yes, that's my name in black and white. Baby, I'm doing something right. Wow, I feel so much better than before.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.
Oh, that was awesome.
Good job, you guys. Are you excited for the show?
Oh,
So
so
very,
excited.
very excited.
So excited.
So tell me in preparation, tonight is not opening night, but you guys are in front of a crowd.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
So we have drama classes during the day that taught by Mrs. Green that kids can take, and for their final project, they have to see at least one show and review it. What they liked, what they didn't like, things they would change, things that they found
But hold
cool.
their criticisms to themselves.
Right.
Yes.
And-
One of
That
the
was
four
a joke.
pillars
That
of
was a
drama
joke.
is the evaluation piece, and all semester we teach them evaluating why, and we teach about the elements of drama, and so this is their chance to evaluate it for free,
There you
because
I was gonna say,
sometimes
we've talked a lot about how, like, if you can't make an assignment something, you have to go see a show if you're not going to give them an avenue. Like Green and I talked a lot about, just very passionate about giving people or giving people the avenue to come and watch theater, and so
And see live
this
theater.
is a free chance for them to come and experience, and then it gives us support because we've done the show since January, and so we know when it's funny,
Right.
But like even our directors and choreographers, and musicals directors have watched it 100 times, so they don't find the jokes quite as funny as we tend to think we are, and so it's very nice to have people come and laugh and clap for us.
That's right.
And we very much enjoy
and
it.
again, it's a word of mouth. Kids, that was actually really good. I thought you would really like it, guys. And I'm not. Hopefully, they say it's good. Well, just so many students have never experienced theater, and
Right.
like, that was the awesomest thing I've ever seen. I'm like,
Yeah, just even seeing a show.
Yeah.
and or their peers doing
Yeah.
something that they don't see them doing
Yeah.
in class.
That's
Right.
when you have kids in your class that you like, not even kids that you like talk to every day, but kids that you
Just interact with.
Exactly. Yeah. Sit in the back of your class, and then they come up to you one day and go, "Oh my gosh, I saw the show that you were in. You're great. What is this world of theater that you do? Like,
And what is your name?
I didn't know you had such a good voice.
I didn't even know you could sing.
You guys,
talk, like-
I am thrilled. I'll be able to be there for opening night. You guys have been great today. The cast and crew of Legally Blonde. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Let's Talk Spokane is produced in Spokane, Washington by SpokaneTalksOnline.com, which is solely responsible for its content. Ask us a question, recommend a guest, and hear this program again online anytime at SpokaneTalksOnline.com. Thanks for listening.